ask firstly about Patrick Roberts and how he is and how serious it was at the weekend?
Will be available tomorrow. Good news.
I will ask. I think I know what the answer will be. Are you tempted to play him when I think normally you probably wouldn't on a Tuesday night in a 3-game week?
With Patrick?
Yeah.
He played I think 25 minutes, so should be available to start. We'll see tomorrow. Yeah.
And did it show as well, because we talked about it after the game, when Pat went off, you lost that ability, the sort of high energy start to the game. Do you think there's a correlation between Pat going off and the sort of that energy level dipping?
Probably it's only a part of the explanation. I think Pat is really important for us because when he receives the ball, he can give the tempo, he can play under pressure, he can solve different situations, tough situations, alone and with a combination play. So I think he's important for us, but at the same time he's not the only player on the pitch. And I think Rigi did well after when he came off the bench. So it was more, I think, a question of consistency about the way of playing overall the course of a game. And it's not easy to maintain the level because we started very well, out of possession, in possession, with a good rhythm. We scored early, and the next challenge now for us is to keep that level in order to score again. And then if we can score maybe one more goal or two more goals, I think the challenge will be different.
When you look back at the season, I thought back to the Coventry game, where you did score two goals in the first half to put yourself in a commanding position. But perhaps the same problem, because Coventry found a way back in that day, in the same way that Cardiff, in a sense, found a way back in.
Yeah, I think Coventry were good, so we still have an opponent to manage. But about us, I think it's still an important point to improve, and for a young team, it's not a surprise how to manage a game with lows and ups. Sometimes obviously it's not easy to be dominant against different style of football, and we did well, for example, the last 10 minutes for a couple of games, and it wasn't the case before. We lost many points at the end of many games. So I think we are aware of this situation, but it's still an ability for the strongest team, and we need experience. We need sometimes bad experiences to learn, but I think it's getting better.
Joe Anderson's on the bench on Saturday, not someone we've seen pretty much this season since the start. Is he an example of one of those players that when you're watching him on the training pitch, he's doing what you're asking of players who are not involved and remaining absolutely committed to the first team? Yeah,
it's really the case with Joe and other players. I think it's a part of the whole energy of the group. We can feel it. They are really connected. They know that everyone is important for the whole dynamic, and if only one player sometimes is not connected with this energy, the system is disturbed, and they take care of these players because they know that they are important in the training group, and on the opposite side they are doing well. So it's a really a good group. Yeah.
Is he the sort of player that thinks that my opportunity may well come? I mean, your injury situation at the moment is sort of slipped away again with Salis and Paveda and Ballard, and thus we're seeing likes of Harrison Jones and Trey on the bench.
Arsene is a good example because he wasn't expected to play this season, probably at the beginning, but because he worked well. Many events can occur, and when you are ready, and we are on the bench with the staff. If we trust one player, even if he didn't play only a single minute before, we can put him on the pitch and he can play well. So it's possible for Joe as well.
Joe, 9 yellow cards. It's the 37th game. It's the cut-off. Is there part of you tempted not to risk playing him against Preston?
I think he managed the situation very well so far. We'll see tomorrow, because I think it's a part of the condition you have to manage during a season, and during sometimes it's an injury. You have to manage your intensity, your way you can push or not in different actions. And for the yellow cards, it's the same. So I think it's not a main purpose for us at the minute.
I guess the only worry is that sometimes referees, the standard does seem to be up and down through the championship. It's one of those, you get a referee that is card happy and produces something fairly innocuous, and there have been a few of those this season.
Yeah, like the players and the coaches, I think we have ups and downs, and at the same time we have to trust everyone. And so I'm sure that they will judge different situations with a balanced view. So we'll see tomorrow.
Chris Mepham became the 17th league goal scorer for you this season, and it goes back to something you said earlier in the season, that you were very, very confident this team has got goals in it. And I guess the fact you've got 17 or 18 if you count Alexic's FA Cup goal proves that you were right in that respect.
Yes, and it's important to find different solutions to score, because I think we were good in fast attacks. So we have pace in the top of the pitch. We showed it early in the season, and if we have only this strength, I think we become predictable. So it's important to have different options. We scored on set pieces, for example, for the second goal against Cardiff, and if we have many threats, and even with the defenders, it's even better, because an opponent can focus on 2 or 3 main players, but they can't focus on everyone. So if we have this ability, it will be very positive for us.
Would you like to see more goals from the defenders, from the centre halves, especially?
On set pieces, yeah, it's still possible, but I think we have a good balance right now, and if they can do more, why not?
Preston, then, you've seen them twice now this season in very different circumstances. The first time in the League Cup, when circumstance had it that they played a strong team because they just sacked the manager, and then in the league. But Tommy Watson played both games, and sort of saw both sides of Tommy in a sense, because I think you've been asked a few times in the last few weeks, can Tommy play on the right wing? And he played on the right wing in that League Cup game, and it wasn't the best game for him. It's very much seems to be a left winger.
It was probably his first game or second game, so he needed experiences. And yes, Preston, I think, are a good team. They are powerful. They are well connected. We can feel the teamwork, and it's a tough game again, especially at home. But at the same time, we want to show our good qualities, and I think we showed resilience in different scenarios this season. And I think for a young team, it's a good quality, because emotionally they can often, the young teams can be disturbed by a wrong scenario, and we showed many times that we were, even after conceding a goal or in different bad circumstances, we reacted very well. So now the question is to maintain consistency and to build the different layers until the end of the season. So we are in a good place, but at the same time we have to repeat our best football against different kind of teams, and this one will be tough.
Against a team, and probably with the 10 games you've got left, one of the few teams that have probably got nothing much to play for. They're probably not going to reach the playoffs. They aren't going to be involved in a relegation fight by the looks of things. Very different dynamic to teams like Cardiff and Luton, Hull, who had something to play for.
Yeah, and it's still difficult to anticipate because if you don't have a risk period, probably you can play with more freedom and you can be more creative. You can take more risks, but at the same time, the game is tough. Probably it's more difficult to find the extra energy to push yourself. On the opposite side, when you are playing something important for the season, sometimes you can struggle with the confidence. So the balance is still difficult to anticipate. What we can control is the way we will play, and I think it's the main focus for us.
Finally, for me, just a quick one on Wilson. He's not started the last couple of games. I know you said you have very difficult conversations with players like Chris Mepham when you're telling him they're not going to play. But how has Wilson been about not starting the games?
Frustrated. And I think it's important, but at the same time, like we did with Chris Mepham, the conversation was totally open and clear. I think from my point of view, for the players, still a little bit different because they want to play, they want to be involved, they want to score and so on. But at the same time, they know that we need a full squad to maintain the level, and I think it was important for him to refresh a little bit, and it was important for Eli as well to get some minutes and to score goals. So now we have two very good strikers, and I think it's better for us than having only one.
Just given that at times you have struggled against some sides lower down than you and Taylor at home, just how important was that win against Cardiff in terms of satisfaction, and also the fact that you can't beat these teams even when they do sit in against you?
Yes, every wins are important. So this one was important, and it will be a different scenario, a different team. So it's like a reset. After every game, we have to reset. We have to be humble, because even if we won before, we'll have a different challenge, and we have to play our best football, to be our best version of Sunderland. And I don't think we had a lack of confidence after 2 defeats, and at the same time, after 2 wins, we don't have to be overconfident. So it's still a balanced feeling, and in this competition, we always have to give our best and to try our best. So it will be the case again against Preston.
Just on Chris Mepham, has he been one of the unsung heroes of this squad this season?
Everyone is important in the dynamic, I think, and for him, I think because of his style, his personality, his experience, it's suited something we needed in that team, and everyone is important. But sometimes you can find the right jigsaw. Is it correct? And because it was something important for the balance of the squad, for the balance of the back four especially, and even when he was on the bench, we felt that he was connected, and he gave the right example.
Now, just before the Cardiff game last week, you mentioned that teams can drop points. Well, I mentioned that, and there's always a chance. Leeds, they lost on Sunday. How optimistic are you that you could still challenge the top 2?
I'm not pessimistic or optimistic. I just want to focus on us. So if we can win 6, 7, 8 games until the end of the season, we'll have more chance to be promoted and to be in the top 2 than if we win only 3 or 4 games, or even 1 or 2. So the only focus we have is to win, to improve our team, and to be in our best shape, in our best momentum, to finish this final stage.